What's going on, everybody? BD Anthony here. In this video, I'm going to tell you the movies that I've watched past couple of days and give you my input on these movies and talk a bit about the plot of the movies. If you guys seen these movies, comment below and tell me what you think of them. Let's get started. And the first movie I watched was one of John Wayne's movies, and it's Donovans Wreath. This is a really cool set, I gotta say. And Donovan's Wreath is about John Wayne, Lee Marvin, and Jack Warden's characters, who are World War II Navy veterans who live on a French Polynesian island, and they tried to deceive Jack Warden's character, because she found out that Jack Warden's existence, and because he inherits a company that she's a chairwoman on, and she goes down to the island and to see him and reclaims his inheritance. But one problem is he's married to a island woman, which threatens his share of the company. Very fun. I gotta say this was a very fun movie. I love John Wayne and Lee Marvin, and Jack Warden too as well. But I really love John Wayne and Lee Marvin. Fun movie. And good casting too. We got Elizabeth Allen, Cesar Romero, and Mike Mazurki. If you guys like John Wayne movies, Donovan's Wreath is one of the movies you should check out. The cool thing about this collection here, it has John Wayne's Oscar-winning role in True Grit and his last movie, The Shootist, which I gotta watch eventually. And the next one I watched was another Lee Marvin movie, Point Blank. In this movie, Lee Marvin plays as a professional gangster who is just fixing my bracelet. Lee Marvin plays as a hitman who is double-crossed by his partner during a robbery on Alcatraz Island, and he's left for dead. His partner thought he killed him for good, but he actually survives the shooting. And years later, he comes back to, I think, the United States, and goes out of his way to get the shared money that he deserves while during the robbery. Another great Lee Marvin movie. I personally love Lee Marvin. Now I see why Dad loves Lee Marvin. He's a badass. He was a badass in movies. If you guys never seen a Lee Marvin movie, The Dirty Dozen, Death Hunt, and Point Blank is 3 of the movies you guys should definitely check out. Very fun movie. And another movie I watched is called State of Grace, which stars Sean Penn, Ed Harris, and Gary Oldman. In this, Sean Penn plays as a former tough guy who was gone for a decade and comes back to an Irish American neighborhood in New York City, and he goes undercover to take down the Flannery family, an Irish mob. And while doing that, he rekindles his friendship with the head boss's little brother, played brilliantly by Gary Oldman. And while doing that, While he's undercover doing this, things get complicated when his feelings for the Flannery's little sister comes back. And while during that time, he's trying to figure out what is more important to him, his friends or his job. I've heard about this movie for years, and I gotta say, I knew deep down I was gonna like it. And I got this a while back at Dollar Tree because they did a MGM releases, and when I looked at it and I said, oh hell yeah, you're coming with me. Because I've heard about it. And I love Sean Penn, Gary Oldman, and Ed Harris. And Robin Wright plays as the sister of Gary Oldman and Ed Harris's character. Great casting, which also includes John Turturro, John C. Reilly, and R.D. Call, just to name a few. And I also got my best friend David this movie because I know he likes Gary Oldman. And who doesn't? If I had a list for a best Gary Oldman movies that he was in, this would definitely be one of them. Sucks about going undercover is when you go undercover, you kind of lose sight for who you really are. You get too deep into the mission. And you forget it's a mission. Fun movie, highly, highly, highly recommend it. And the next one I watched was American Me, which stars Edward James Olmos, and he plays as and this is about a youth who gets arrested for a break-in and is sentenced to 18 years. And during that time, he becomes a leader of a powerful gang outside the bars and inside the bars. And after he is released, he tries to get away from that crime life, but he has a hard time doing it. I've seen the poster of this movie, and I wasn't so sure about it, but it looked really interesting. Very fun movie. And good casting, too. We got Edward James Olmos, William Forsythe, who I enjoy watching his movies. And he was really great playing a white person who acts like a Hispanic person. And Pep Cerna, which I think of him in Scarface, that famous chainsaw bathtub scene. Very well done film for a first movie that Edward James Olmos directed. Very great film. And the last one I watched was Billy Bathgate, and this is about a young boy named Billy Behan who goes from a gopher to a right-hand man for a gangster Dutch Schultz. While he's enjoying the fortune, and because of that, Dutch Schultz takes under his wing, becomes his protege. And while enjoying fortune and riches, he lives next door to murder and danger as well. And questions, what's more important? Being safe, being alive, or being associated with a gang? I gotta say, this was a really well done movie. Dustin Hoffman was really good as Dutch Schultz. We also got Nicole Kidman, Stephen Hill, Lauren Dean, and Bruce Willis, who plays as Bo Weinberg. And we also got Steve Buscemi and Stanley Tucci. And Stanley Tucci plays as Lucky Luciano. If you guys are Bruce Willis fans, Nicole Kidman fans, and Dustin Hoffman fans, this is a movie you guys should check out. If you guys like gangster films. I know I do. Well, that's all of the movies I've watched past couple of days. Smack the like button if you guys like me doing these movies. Have a good day, everybody.